How long is that incompetent guy going to stick around?
Don't show your filthy face in front of me. I was startled by the harsh words. The one stiffening up from the verbal abuse was a female janitor.
How long is that incompetent guy going to stick around?
Whether a person thrives or fails depends entirely on their environment. But if a single person's will and actions could easily change that environment, we wouldn't struggle so much. Working hard doesn't always have meaning. The day I learned that, I threw away all my motivation. Oh, there's a coupon in this newsletter. Guess I'll head up this curry place on my way home. And so, doing the bare minimum just to avoid being fired for negligence, that's me, Sosuke Osaka. I work here in the sales department of Luminous Partners Casualty Insurance, which handles B2B insurance. I'm a 28-year-old deadweight employee who does zero new client outreach and only maintains relationships with existing ones.
Are you still reviewing strategies? I'm waiting to see when you'll realize you're just a leech on this company.
The woman who approached me as I was leisurely working is the sales manager. I'm sorry, I just can't come up with a solid strategy. Do you have any recommend targets?
How shameless can you be? You're completely useless, and now you want me to hand you my targets?
With those harsh words, the sales manager scoffed and walked away. Getting pressured as if they want me to quit is a daily occurrence. But if I just ignore it, I still get a fixed paycheck every month without having to achieve anything major. In a way, it's a pretty sweet spot. That being said, I can't violate company regulations, so I do actually work. That day, I was doing a routine visit to a workwear company called Uniform Core. Don't show your filthy face in front of me. I was startled by the harsh words. The one stiffening up from the verbal abuse was a female janitor. You should really think about whose sales are paying the salaries of losers like you. Just seeing you makes me sick. It's gonna ruin my chances of closing a deal. What are you doing? Huh? And who the hell are you? Even though he was at a client's office, I couldn't let it slide. When I stepped in, he gave me an annoying glare. Judging by the situation, this guy was probably an employee of Uniform Core. I know I should avoid causing trouble, but my reputation is already at rock bottom. If it can't get any worse, I might as well follow my own sense of justice. It's because the cleaning staff keeps this place clean that you can focus on your work, isn't it? Our job descriptions may differ, but both roles are essential for supporting the company. I don't think you have any right to look down on her. Who are you? I've never seen you around here. Sales? Don't stick your nose where it doesn't belong, outsider. I may be an outsider, but I can't overlook such verbal abuse. Apologize to her. Neither of us backed down, our gazes clashing silently and sending sparks flying. Then, perhaps deciding it was a waste of time, he clicked his tongue and walked off.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry you did that just for me.
Once he was out of sight, the woman turned to me and hastily bowed. Not at all. There was no need for him to speak to you like that. I just hope I wasn't being too nosy by stepping in.
No, not at all. He seems to be a sales rep who joined about 3 months ago. I'm sure it's a tough job with a lot of responsibility and stress, but...
It's kind of you to think that way, but what he did still isn't right. This office is kept clean thanks to you. At that, she smiled a little bashfully, as if she wasn't used to being thanked.
Oh, I haven't introduced myself. I'm Chiaki Gensho from an office cleaning company called Central Clean Management. If we ever cross paths again, it's nice to meet you.
I'm Sosuke Osaka from Luminous Partners Casualty Insurance. I hope our paths cross again. She was cheerful, and her smile was dazzling. Probably in her mid-20s. Since we were both working, we exchanged brief greetings and went back to our jobs.
You can't even bring in new clients, and now you pulled off something unbelievable.
I reported the incident to the manager just in case, but needless to say, he was furious.
A janitor? Why should we risk our profits over some bottom-tier job? If they cut ties with us, it's entirely your fault.
With all due respect, being a janitor is not a bottom-tier job. And if they sever ties over this, that says more about them than us. My evaluation at this company can't get any lower. That's exactly why I defended her, fully prepared for the backlash. Maybe it's finally time for me to move on.
Sosuke? You're quitting?
A week later, having handed in my resignation, I was back at Uniform Corps. I was here to hand things over to my successor. Suddenly, Chiaki came running up to me, looking pale. It seemed she had overheard my conversation with my successor.
Was it because of me? I'm so sorry.
Chiaki, no, it's not like that at all. Please don't worry. Sorry, I'll be right there. Could you head back to the car first?
I'm sorry for interrupting when you're busy. I overheard and I couldn't help myself.
After having my successor head back to the company car, Chiaki bowed deeply.
Are you quitting because of the trouble the other day?
This was entirely my decision. I always felt that company wasn't a good fit for me anyway, so please don't let it bother you.
I see. Anyway, I am truly sorry. Do you have another job lined up?
Not yet, but I'm planning to look around and see what's out there.
In that case, I know a great company. It's called Seiwa Materials. What do you think? I clean there too, and...
It seemed that through her line of work, she knew quite a few companies. I widened my eyes at the unexpected suggestion.
They deal in metal materials like specialty steel and architectural aluminum. The bosses are all really trustworthy, and everyone there works with such passion.
She tapped on her smartphone and showed me their website.
I heard that for people in their 20s, they hire with the assumption of training them, focusing more on character than specialized knowledge. So I'm sure you'd be a perfect fit, Sosuke. It pains me that this is the only way I can repay you for helping me, but what do you think?
Thank you. I never expected to get this kind of lead. I'll definitely give it some thought. She told me she'd let me know if she remembered any other good companies, so we exchanged contact info. For someone who was vaguely wondering what to do next, it was an unexpected twist of fate. After quitting, I went to check out Seiwa Materials. Just as Chiaki said, the atmosphere was great, and the employees looked genuinely happy. She was right. Everyone is working in such a positive environment. I spent the next month or so looking at different companies, and eventually, I found a new job.
Sosuke, thank you so much for coming on such short notice.
That day, I was at a cafe. Chiaki had reached out, saying she wanted to talk. No problem. Is everything okay? And, who is she?
I'm Chitose Gensho, Chiaki's older sister. I've heard all about what happened. Thank you for helping my sister.
She was Chiaki's sister, apparently 4 years older.
I'll get straight to the point. Did you not like Seiwa Materials?
Right. Actually, I turned down the job offer from Seiwa Materials. After applying to some places I found myself and some Chiaki recommended, I got an offer from a real estate company called Trust One Real Estate and decided to go with them. No, Seiwa Materials was a wonderful company. The atmosphere and benefits were great, and I knew I'd be secure working there.
Really? And then why did you...
Honestly, I was torn, but I felt like it would be a nepotism hire. That's right, because the one running Seiwa Materials is Chiaki's father. When I was doing my research, I saw the president and several executives had the same last name as Chiaki, so I put 2 and 2 together. One of those executives is Chitose. She serves as the director and head of general affairs at Seiwa Materials.
Hold on, Chiaki. Did you hide the fact that you're the president's daughter from him too?
That's... I didn't mean to deceive him. I just heard he was quitting and desperately wanted to help.
I know you hate throwing around your title, but you have to realize this was basically a recruitment pitch. Oh, don't tell me. You weren't thinking something sneaky like, if he works for our company, I'll get to see him again, were you? Sosuke, I apologize for my sister's behavior, and I want to thank you for defending her from that rude man. I really should have set up a proper occasion to thank you. I'm sorry it had to be like this.
No, please, don't apologize. You've already thanked me more than enough. The reason I turned down your company is, it's just my own ego. If I'm gonna be recruited, I want it to be based on my own merits. Besides, I didn't help Chiaki just to get a connection. Of course, it's an incredible honor to have my character recognized. But if, somewhere down the line, you hear about my reputation and want to poach me, could you reach out through official channels?
I see. Because you have true ability, you can walk the path you believe is right without hesitation. That's why you were able to reach out to my sister without worrying about your own reputation. It's a shame a talent like yours was snatched up by another company, but I completely respect your mindset. I'd love to keep in touch personally. Would you mind exchanging contacts with me as well?
I nodded, saying it's an honor, and we swapped info. Even though I turned down the job, I was genuinely happy to expand my circle.
Amazing. You haven't even been here a year and you're already closing deals this consistently.
Thank you. I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of the real estate industry. Starting at Trust One Real Estate meant diving into a completely different industry for me. But right after my 3-month training, I started delivering consistent results. By my 10th month, I was already making a name for myself as the top performer. I still have a lot to learn about real estate, but if there's one thing that's true across all industries, it's that the fundamentals of sales are the same. Of course, you have to adapt depending on whether it's B2C or B2B, or based on the client's personality, but still. Sharing know-how and pushing each other with motivated colleagues. Unlike before, my days were now incredibly fulfilling. Sorry, I've had to study for my real estate exam, so cleaning up the house kinda took a backseat. It had been almost a year since I met Chiaki. Right now, I was showing her into my messy room, which barely had space to step. I didn't bring her here voluntarily. She basically forced her way in, saying, cleaning and organizing are my specialties, leave it to me. So I ended up taking her up on that offer.
Ing. My fingers are itching. Messy rooms are the best. All hail the clutter.
Please don't call it a messy room.
There's nothing to be ashamed of. This is a testament to your hard work. So my only job is to clean. Prepare yourself and burn this before and after into your memory.
I'm gonna help too, okay? You really love cleaning, don't you? The cleaning went on until just past noon. Thanks to her, my living room was completely unrecognizable. I can't thank her enough. This will definitely help with my exam prep. I plan to treat her to lunch afterward as a thank you.
You can tell? That feeling when all the dirt just wipes away, or the thrill of decluttering, is just irresistible.
Is that why you became a janitor?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. It's amazing to be able to turn what you love into your job. Sosuke, can I come clean again sometime?
Huh? No, I'd feel terrible having you do this again. I can manage the cleaning.
No, that's not it. I mean, I do want to clean, but it's more like an excuse. Anyway, I'm coming back.
Overwhelmed by her bright and forceful energy, I felt like she totally glossed over something. In any case, I knew I had to thank her for today, so we headed out for a nice lunch together. So while I was keeping up this kind of dynamic with Chiaki, I was also still in touch with Chitose. When it comes to a date, first you enjoy a stylish lunch at a cafe, catch a movie in the afternoon, and then take a romantic stroll in the park at night. Or at least, that was apparently her plan, which I had no idea about. Right now, Chitose was slumped over a table in a food court, utterly defeated.
Ugh, my perfect plan. I just wanted a romantic couple-like date with you.
The cafe we were supposed to go to was randomly closed, and the romance movie we planned to see was completely sold out by some group buyout. Her carefully crafted plan was completely derailed by an absurd string of bad luck. Please cheer up, Chitose. Even if the plan fell apart, I'm having a lot of fun just hanging out with you. Chitose is the type who really cares about setting the right mood, so she was probably devastated that things didn't go her way. Besides, the movie we watched instead was really good. I don't usually watch Western movies, but do you watch them often?
Ah, yes. They're perfect for finding inspiration on what an ideal boss should look like. It's sad, but there are still people who hold gender biases. On top of that, I have the family connection hanging over me. So I thought long and hard about how to become a boss my team can trust and decided to study these ideal figures for reference. Being capable at work is a given, but the first impression your behavior makes is just as important, right? As a boss, it's my duty to maintain a comfortable working environment. Facilities are important, but what truly matters is how much trust I can build with my subordinates.
I remembered how lively the employees looked when I visited Seiwa Materials. You really are amazing, Chitose.
Huh?
Working at your father's company as the president's daughter usually means people look at you through a biased lens. But that's not true for you. I think you put in an immense amount of effort to overwrite that massive title of president's daughter. Both you, who never rested on your laurels, and Chiaki, who pursued what she genuinely loves, you're both so dazzling to me. I feel deeply grateful that our paths crossed.
Thank you. I didn't expect you to validate my way of working like that.
I'm not just validating you. You're way more incredible than I am.
Thank you.
Normally so cool, she was now blushing furiously, practically steaming from her ears. Maybe this side of her is another reason why she's so adored by her subordinates. It is a great honor to meet you today, Director Gensho. Thank you for your time.
The pleasure is mine. I heard from my team that you presented a very passionate proposal. I look forward to hearing it.
A few days after that weekend, the one who showed up to pitch to Seiwa Materials was, of all people, Kenichi Katsuma from Uniform Corps. He had apparently been trying to negotiate a workwear leasing contract with Seiwa Materials for a while. The negotiations had finally reached the final stage, which is why Chitose, the director and head of general affairs, stepped in to make the final call. And that concludes my proposal for today. If you have any questions or concerns before making your final decision, please feel free to share them. After wrapping up his explanation, Katsuma concluded politely, carefully reading Chitose's expression.
It's a wonderful proposal. Double reinforcement for areas prone to wear like shoulders, elbows, and knees, along with cut-resistant materials. Custom sizes, name embroidery, and all these other detailed personalizations, all while maintaining such a short delivery time. However, we will be passing on this contract.
Well, why is that? If there is any concern, please don't hesitate to...
We may be in a different field, but we are also a manufacturing company. This detailed customization and short delivery time you tout as a selling point? I can well understand just how much of a burden that places on your manufacturing department. If we sign this contract, do you truly believe you can fulfill these terms?
Well, that's just a natural corporate effort we put in to ensure our clients are satisfied.
Effort means everyone moving in the same direction for the sake of the business. Unreasonable demands means forcing someone to just grit their teeth and push through temporarily. These are completely different things. If you force unreasonable demands, you might manage to get by a little while. But it will only build resentment in your manufacturing team and eventually lead to a collapse of your entire production process. Did you properly consult with your manufacturing department regarding this contract?
That's...
If there had been proper communication, there is no way such absurd customizations and short deadlines would have been approved. If the terms of your contract were truly feasible, I was expecting this to be a highly valuable partnership. But all I felt from your pitch was a self-centered arrogance that anyone can do manufacturing and that they exist solely to serve sales.
Katsuma, who had looked down on a janitor, also looked down on his own manufacturing department as if they were nothing more than grunts.
What you're selling is workwear, something worn by manufacturing employees. And yet, I cannot trust workwear pitched by someone who disrespects manufacturing. I could never sign a long-term contract spanning several years with you.
I understand. I'll speak with the manufacturing department right now and...
Even if you do, those favorable terms you offered are no longer achievable, are they? My company does not have the luxury of time to start these negotiations from scratch just because of your negligence. We have a product to sell because there are people in manufacturing making it. That's why salespeople can go out and sell. Furthermore, we can perform at our best because there are people who clean for us. It's a perfectly obvious fact that people easily forget, but it seems you don't understand it at all.
That's right. Chitose knew full well that this was the man who insulted her sister. She had plenty to say to him. Moreover, she strives to be a good boss who ensures employees in every department can work comfortably. That's why she could never agree with his mindset. With a cold final word, she left without setting up another appointment. Damn it, are you kidding me? Why did I have to lose a deal over some lowly manufacturing workers? Sales is what supports the company's revenue and pays their salaries. All they do is stare at fabrics and sewing machines. They don't even know how to deal with clients. Katsuma stormed out of the reception room. Even after all that, he still hadn't grasped why Chitose was angry. But then, he spotted a familiar figure up ahead. With a smirk, he stopped in his tracks. Well, you clean here too?
We meet again. Thank you for your hard work.
What she told me before wasn't a lie just to recruit me. She regularly comes to clean at Seiwa Materials too. You bet. Must be nice being a janitor. Just shut your brain off clean and still get paid. I'm out here hitting walls at every turn, desperately looking for ways to pitch, working myself to the bone to make money for the company. I'm already in a terrible mood, and now I have to look at a lowly janitor like you. It makes zero sense why I have to be considerate of people doing an easy job like yours. Life is a race. If you don't put in the effort and fall behind, that's entirely on you. I worked my ass off to get here. That's why I'm a star in sales. I'm not some loser who had no choice but to become a janitor. Unbelievably, he started using Chiaki as a punching bag to vent his frustration. Chiaki just stared at him silently, just as Katsuma finished his rant and was feeling pleased with himself.
What do you think you're doing?
An employee from Seiwa Materials came rushing over in a panic. Oh, is something wrong?
I heard everything you just said. I cannot ignore that kind of verbal abuse, especially since she is our president's daughter, Chiaki Gensho.
Huh? You're... Katsuma knew the name Gensho well. As a salesman, he had memorized the names of all the executives. The president's daughter. According to Katsuma's own logic, she was born a winner in life, someone he had no right to look down on.
Yes, it's true. Although I'm not officially an employee of this company.
Then why are you a janitor? With your connections, you could have done whatever you wanted.
Of course, I could have chosen to work here, but I wanted to support the people working in society. That's why I became a janitor. There was a time when my parents' business was struggling, and our house was a total mess, barely a place to step. Seeing that, my childish mind realized something. The state of your home or workspace reflects your state of mind. If that's true, don't you think the reverse is also true? If you work in a clean environment, you'll have more peace of mind and be able to perform at your best. That's why I want to clean the spaces where people work, contributing so they can work with a clear, relaxed mind. Every job has its own hardships. By the end of the day, you might be exhausted, completely drained, or feeling down about a mistake you made. So I wanted to support everyone using what I'm best at. That's why I chose to work as a janitor. And of course, I want to support you too.
Even now, Katsuma was included in the people Chiaki wanted to help, because she understood just how difficult his job was. That was why, despite having a massive safety net, she had never complained to anyone about being verbally abused by him. So I've been picking fights like a kid with someone I couldn't possibly beat? She could have ruined me at any moment. Born into privilege, she was handing out equal compassion just because she wanted to help someone. It made him realize how utterly ridiculous he looked, acting all arrogant just because he generated a bit of profit. Feeling defeated by the noble conviction hidden beneath her workwear, Katsuma walked away in bitter frustration.
Manager, we just got another inquiry from one of Sosuke's former clients. They said some parts of the explanation sounded suspicious and wanted to confirm, and asked to switch their rep if possible.
Meanwhile, at Luminous Partners Casualty Insurance, inquiries from Uniform Corps and my other former clients were pouring in one after another.
What? What the hell is going on? Did Sosuke say something unnecessary before he left? Hey, Sosuke! You worthless deadweight! What kind of shady sales tactics were you pulling this whole time?
Realizing something was seriously wrong, the sales manager frantically called me, practically screaming through the phone. I answered, thinking it was about my resignation paperwork, but I never expected it to be about this. I didn't do anything. Everything in the handover was exactly as I reported to you and my successor.
Then why is this happening?
If there's one possibility, it's that during negotiations, I never hid the downsides and explained everything clearly. In insurance sales, there's a legal obligation to explain important details, so we're required to give honest explanations so the client fully understands the contract. However, since that conflicts with your company's focus on short-term profits, it's only natural the clients got suspicious. For me, building trust with the client was always the most important part of any negotiation. Because my motto is to conduct reproducible sales in order to secure long-term contracts. And by pursuing this method, I had already become the top salesperson at Trust One Real Estate.
Trust this, trust that. Trust doesn't show up on a spreadsheet. Stop spouting all that idealistic nonsense. Because you didn't fall in line, we're in a massive mess over here.
No, the ones who are wrong are you. It didn't used to be like this. That's why I joined the company with strong ambitions and a firm belief in sales. But once the company fell into the red, their entire approach shifted drastically. Overemphasizing the benefits and cleverly covering up the downsides to get contracts. It's going to destroy our trust with clients. This approach isn't sustainable. It might work now, but it's bound to collapse eventually and put the company in danger. But my pleas fell on deaf ears. Meanwhile, the company crawled back into the black, and the other employees eagerly adopted these new tactics. In direct correlation, since I refused to follow suit, I started being treated as a deadweight. It may be true that my sales style was the catalyst that exposed the true nature of your company, but it would have happened sooner or later. That time just happened to be now. This is the fault of your company for chasing short-term profits and failing to consider the clients. Trying to shift the blame onto an employee who already quit. It's quite laughable, really. As a salesman, I have no sympathy for a former employer that continuously disregarded the clients they should have been building trust with. Ignoring the manager, who was now at a loss for words, I hung up and blocked his number. After that, the issues at Luminous Partners Casualty Insurance didn't just stop at my former clients. They soon become public knowledge. It came to light, one after another, that they had been neglecting their legal obligation to explain critical contract details. Naturally, clients cut ties, and the company was hit with massive damage claims. Their finances plummeted back into the red in a blink of an eye.
But we had to produce numbers. What else were we supposed to do?
They received a business suspension order from the government and lost their insurance license. The company was forced into bankruptcy. Meanwhile, despite having the sheer difference in class thrown in his face by Chiaki, Katsuma refused to admit his mindset was wrong. He pushed himself recklessly in sales after changing jobs, but eventually forced a contract that put an unbearable burden on manufacturing, leading to a serious reprimand.
Sales is a tough job. Do you even know who's keeping this company afloat?
It is true that the other departments get paid because salespeople bring in profits. But that doesn't give you the right to look down on others, nor does it justify forcing unfair contracts. Those who obsessed over profits and failed to consider others were ultimately doomed to a path of decline.
Sosuke, would you like to come over to my place sometime? I'll prepare some good tea.
Hold on, Chitose. I only go to his place to clean. It's not like I have an ulterior motive.
And as for me, headhunting was now the furthest thing from their minds. Lately, both of them have been constantly inviting me to hang out at their places.
That doesn't make it fair. Just because you're good at cleaning and organizing.
You don't really have to be so fixated on my house.
No, the house is important because I've fallen in love with you.
Huh?
I know being a janitor means people judge me, but even so, I love this job. So, when you said this job is also a vital part of supporting the company, it made me so incredibly happy.
Me too. At first, I mostly just wanted to recruit you, but the more time I spent with you, the more I found myself drawn to your dignified attitude toward your work. That's why going to your house is so important. After all, it means I'm the woman you allowed into your private space.
Please, Sosuke, won't you consider me?
Whoa, both of you! For people to work with passion and make the most of their abilities, many conditions must be met. Environment, people, and having someone precious by your side might just be what fuels the passion and leads to even further growth. I want to keep pushing forward, never forgetting that the world is supported by people in all kinds of environments and roles.
Hi guys, this is Yoko. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers, so if you enjoyed the video, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video!